Hi all, how are you going? Welcome to another round of Redski's Righteous Readings, where the readings are always righteous. We are doing the March May monthly for all the signs from Aries all the way through down to Pisces. So this will go from March 15th through till March's end, March 31st, 2021. So without further ado, let's see what's coming in for all of our beautiful star signs, starting with Aries. So this will be primarily just pick up messages, some additional messages to go with the March main monthly that may have been skipped over or maybe not quite honed in as much as needed be. Don't forget to like and share, but most importantly, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, Redski's Righteous Readings. Okay, guys? So as I said, without further ado, let's hit it and see what's coming in for Aries, rising moon and suns of that sign for March 15th through to the 31st, 2021. Spirits and guides coming for Aries, rising moon and sun from March 15th through to March's end 2021. For Aries, rising moon and suns of that sign. Aries, here we go. First card, the King of Cups inverted, and the Ace of Pentacles. Three of Cups upright, the Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Wands inverted. At the base of the deck we have none other than the Hierophant in reverse. Hierophant is the sign of Virgo. Okay, so let's start at the beginning where all good things should always start anyway. Okay, guys? So your first card was none other than that King of Cups inverted. So the King of Cups is really speaking about, when it's inverted, it's speaking about someone with very artistic temperament, someone with a real, like, double dealing, very scandalous, who causes loss and ruin. They make people feel like there's been injustice. This is a very crafty person without virtue, someone that you really don't want to tango with. They really have no line in the sand, and they will do anything to take anything from you. The King of Cups is very dicey, is the word that comes to mind. He's very scandalous, he double deals. He deals in loss and ruin and in pain and affliction. He doesn't care who he steps upon. He just wants what he wants, and he will really go to any lengths to get it or to grasp it. And yeah, no line in the sand. Aries, the Ace of Pentacles is your second card. This is lovely because this is talking about perfection, attainment, and prosperity. Pentacles is earth energy, so it's all about the materialistic and the monetary here. This is, gold, valuable coins, it's treasure, it's the combination of material and spiritual riches. So we're feeling like we've planted a seed here, Aries, at the mid-March section. We feel like we've got the bones, I guess you could say, to work from. We have a good skeleton, we just need to work from that. You feel like you have a good foundation here, a good foundation to move forward with monetary means. You feel like it's very attainable, that even though it's fresh, it is something that's grounded. The next card you got was the Three of Cups in its upright. Now, the Three of Cups is all about celebration, merriment, and the coming together of the three. It really does speak to, it could also be third party, but it is all about celebration primarily, and all about the coming togethers of that. Traditionally, it would usually be the card of the harvest, when the time to reap the rewards, therefore, of. The Three of Cups really does speak to resolution of a problem, a coming together, a conclusion, some solace and healing there. A satisfactory result. There's fulfillment here, and there's also compromise. So it's really about putting aside the differences, having a little bit of compromise, but most of all, celebrating the coming together, the joining here of different people, thoughts, minds, and or opinions. The Queen of Swords is your next card. Now, the Queen of Swords, she's one quick-witted gal or guy, because gender is not specific with these cards, the kings and queens, and they're more to speak to an atonement of a person's character. So keep that in mind as we move forward. So this individual is very quick-witted, intensely, and I mean intensely perceptive. They're quite a subtle person. They also know sadness, mourning, privatization and absence, loneliness and separation. They've known what it's like to have the things in life and to have them removed or lost or withered away. This is one individual who has savoured great happiness, but who presently knows the anxiety of misfortune and reversal. So the Queen of Swords, she don't muck around anymore. You know, she knows what it was like to have good things at the moment. She's in her more fragile-like state. But she always knows how to make a head-over-heart decision. No matter what is needed to be done, she will do it. Whether she feels it is right or not in her heart. Her mind will tell her what needs to be done, and she will take her big sword from its sheath and just cut it away. She really does have that knack of being able to cut and run without giving you too much of a reason why. Her verdict is final, and her verdict is unturnable. She doesn't flop, flip, flop, and change. Her thought is her connection, is her vice, and she will just cut it away straight quick. The final card, Aries, that you got is the Ace of Wands. This 2 is inverted. So we've got 2 aces on the ground, the Ace of Pentacle upright, which was your second card, and the Ace of Wands, which is your 5th and final card here, but this one is inverted. Wands is fire energy. That's all about, you know, the creativeness here. It's all about the idea and the passion and things of that nature. So when the Ace of Wands is inverted, it's about a false start or a cloudy outlook, unrealized goal. It's about feeling a little bit empty in existence here, feeling like you just don't have it. It can also be a lot of cancellation of plans. So every time you think something's going to come in, it gets cancelled, it gets squashed, it gets delayed, it gets backburned, it gets shelved, basically. Wands is all about creation as well. It's all about creation, innovation, you know, meaningful experiences, passionate fire energy. But as I said, this ace, this fresh seed is not coming in. The final card, which was the bottom of the deck, was the Hermit inverted. So the Hermit, sign of Virgo, is really speaking about having either imprudence or rashness. Either you're being so over prudent that you're stopping anything coming in, you're being so guarded that no new things or fruitions are coming in, or you're being quite rash and you're running into it with a lot of hastiness and preemptive type energy without really knowing the full information or knowing the full facts or thinking it through enough to really give yourself a good outcome or a good possibility of having an outcome. The Hermit reverse is also talking about maybe some following some incorrect advice as well. Listening to others probably a little bit too much and not really listening to your own wisdom or your own inner bones talking to you. So Aries, the mid-monthly is pretty straight cut. At the beginning of that mid-month, we have that King of Cups. So that's someone, as I said, that's quite double dealing, quite scandalous, someone that will really, there's no line in the sand, they will take you to ruin and they will take everything that you have. Quite a vicious energy in the way they go about things if it's directed at you, if their honing device is at you. It's one of those sort of characters where if you're on their team, it's good for you, I guess, but if you're not, it's hell, you know what I mean? They will make your life living hell. The Ace of Pentacles, fresh new prosperities here in monetary means and materialistic gains here. This is really trying to get something off the ground that otherwise may not have been able to. This is, it's about treasures, you know, money, wealth here, prosperity and felicity through monetary means. 3 of Cups. Celebration here, coming together of 3, solace and healing here. This could be in work, relationship, it could be in family, friends, it can be really across anything. Cups is water energy, of course, which is all about the, you know, the feeling of the emotion, the love, the passion as well. But most of all, this is about the coming together. It's about putting differences aside and really compromising here to come together to celebrate a celebratory time or issue, or just to celebrate the fact that we're putting swords down, so to speak. Queen of Swords, quick-witted, intensely perceptive, so damn smart she can see through you like glass. Having said that, she could be referred to, I guess, as the Ice Queen, because she really has a broken heart, and her heart she will not now allow to be even a part of decision making. It's all thought, it's all in her head. She uses her head over heart constantly, and she can seem quite callous in the way she goes about things, because her verdict is final, and it is non-refundable or returnable or turnable at all. She is final. That final card, if I can pick it up, my darlings, is that Ace of Wands. So as I was saying before, when this is inverted, it really does say there is a very clouded outlook here. You really don't know where this is going to go. You may feel like everything's just being cancelled at the moment. Everything's being backburned, cancelled, that you're really getting the rough end of the stick, darlings. And that Hermit reversed, sign of Virgo, the underlying energy, the bottom of the deck. We're really not listening to our own counsel. We are really taking on too much from others as well. It really is also either being too overprudent or being extremely rash. You're doing one or the other way too much down the T. It needs to be more centered, a little bit more in the middle. Not so rash or so dull. Whatever side of the fence that you're doing, it's not going to bring in fruition. Too much rashness is going to make you staunch a lot of good things coming in, and too much overprudence is not going to allow good things to even come in. Okay, Aries, we will now move to the next sign, which is none other than Taurus. Okay, spirits and guides, what do we have coming in for Taurus? Rising moon and suns from March through to March is ending in 2021. Hope you're doing well, Taurus. Taurus. What's coming in for Taurus? Okay, Taurus, the bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Wands inverted. We have the Temperance reversed, the Moon, Page of Wands inverted, the 10 of Cups, and the Ace of Swords inverted. Signs on the ground is Temperance, sign of Sagittarius, the Moon, sign of Pisces. Okay, so let us begin. So as I was saying, with your first card, my apologies, first card is none other than that Temperance energy, and that's inverted. So sign of Sagittarius Temperance is. So when Temperance is inverted, it really is talking about discord and a lot of conflict here. It's talking about conflict of interests, a lot of hostilities, and inability to work with others or to even understand others. It's a real feeling of a lot of impatience, wanting things now, being quite vocal about that, leading to some conflicting influences here and a lot of discord around you. You're being quite very hostile at the moment. Whenever anyone even suggests something, you might be biting their head off. Not necessarily maybe meaning to, but it's just the fact that you want things to happen and you don't want to be reminded of the fact that it's not there yet, or it's just, you know what I mean? It's that feeling of, I know, don't tell me, I don't want to hear it kind of thing. I already freaking know. The second card, my dear Taurus, is the Moon. and this is a sign of Pisces. It's also a big sign of deception. It's about obscurity, needing to use intuition. There's a lot of disillusionment here. Could even be danger and bad influences. Things, people, places, things, ulterior motives, false friends. There's a lot of selfishness, deceitfulness, craftiness. There's a lot of slander, libel, superficiality, unknown enemies. It's that feeling of what is the shadow and what is the shadow's shadow. What is as it seems and what is a complete disillusionment of an illusionment. It's about really feeling emotionally maybe a little bit unbalanced as well, because as I said, the moon is Piscean energy, that's water. It's a very emotional sign, Pisces, so it could be connecting with Pisces, as I said, or Sagittarius, or yeah. But there is a real feeling here of there's deceitful, crafty little buggers around you. You don't know who, you don't know where it's coming from, but there's a lot of slanderous, bad influences, a lot of craftiness, a lot of unknown obscurities here. But some things are coming back to you and you're wondering where it's coming from. Is this a person that's slanderizing me, or is this just this feeling of something's out to get you, something is watching you, something is there in the shadows lurking. And just because I say shadows doesn't mean that can't happen in the daytime. You know when you get that feeling like someone's watching me, or you know when you get the feeling like your ears are burning, and people will say, oh, that's because someone's talking about you. You can't quite put your finger on it, but you know something's not right inside. That's your intuition buzzing a bee. Don't fob it off. Whenever that happens, really look at where you are. What do you think might be making you feel that way? Is it a reasonable reason for it, or is it something that you really just cannot put your finger on? The moon energy really does set people's internal workings aflutter. Third card, my dear Taurus, is none other than the Page of Wands inverted. So this is a real feeling of indecision, not knowing who's what or what's what. You're very reluctant. You're feeling very unstable. You feel like you have a lot of instabilities here. There's someone possibly around you gossiping or bringing in bad tidings towards you, a person who could also break your heart. It's a real feeling of displeasure when this card comes out in its inverted state. It's really feeling as if someone that you may have cared about or thought about even in any regard is really just kicking you to the curb. Not in front of you, but in the shadows again, as I was just saying with that moon energy. Is really having a lot of reluctancy to be able to even pick a person, let alone wanting to say it. But there is a real feeling here that you are feeling very displeasured by all of this. You're not feeling too good. Which then I found the next card very strange, because with all of that meanings all being said, we then have the Ten of Cups. The Tens of completions of cycles and the Ten of Cups is quite a happy minor card. It's talking about home, joy and pleasures, peace, love and contentment, good family, honour, esteem and virtue. Feeling like you really have won the lotto. In the family, the joy, the contentment with honour and peace and virtue and esteem here. It's all about the home and the family. So I'm saying whatever this discordian crap that's going on around you, my darlings, yes, you've been warned, I do swear, isn't to do with your home or immediate family, because your home and immediate family is solid as concrete, but there's something outside that immediate family circle. And when I say family circle, I don't mean necessarily your parents, and it's people who you're living with now. So whether that's a partner or children, it's the people in your current home set. I'm seeing that whoever this illusional crap's coming from, it's not from your family, either your like parents or children. It feels almost like someone that you've picked to be family kind of thing. Could be an in-law maybe, or more of a best friend that you grew up with, that you would see as a blood sister or a blood brother or a blood relative. Ace of Swords inverted was the final card to come out for you, my dear Taurus. This is about disaster and self-destruction, violent tempers, embarrassments, a lot of obstacles. Can also regard infertility as well. There's a lot of debacle here. There's a lot of tyranny, and it's leading to disaster and self-destructive tendencies, violent tempers, flare-ups, real lose your shit at the last minute, like the cheese could slip off your crack at any second, and when it does, God help it all. That card underlying energy at the bottom of the reading was the Seven of Wands inverted. That's all about anxiety, embarrassment, and hesitancy causing loss. A lot of perplexities here. Not being able to make gains, not being able to get a break, to get a gain, to get above the combatants here. It's really feeling like you're fighting a battle that you're not even losing. You just can't get anywhere. You're stuck in mud. So let's recap all of this. Temperance reversed. A lot of discord, a lot of conflict, and a lot of not seeing other people's ways or not being even to understand other people. The Moon, disillusion, enemy, deception, twilight, confusion, a lot of delusion and confusion. Page of Wands, gossiper, someone that will bring in bad tidings, bad bearings, bad tidings towards you, whether direct or indirect. Someone that could be a bit sleuthy. Ten of Cups, happy home, joy, contentment, good family, honour, and virtue here. So family is solid here. All this other stuff is not family. I'm feeling like it could be work related, or as I said, someone that you are close with but not family. Ace of Swords as the last card. As I said, a lot of tyranny, disaster, debacle, self-destruction. See, whatever this outside influence, I'm seeing that your home life, the fact that that's so solid, is about the only thing that's giving you solace at the moment, because whatever your solidarity thing is Ten of Cups, is the one thing that's pulling you through all this other shit. Because at the moment you're feeling like you're one thread away from just throwing in the towel, saying, F you. You know what I mean? Because this is all leading up to something here. It's coming to a head. Taurus is about to say, I've had a gutful before March's end. If this sort of behaviour around you doesn't stop. Taurus has had enough. Anyone knows a Taurus? Give them a hug, guys. Honestly, they're going through it at the moment. We'll now move to the next sign, none other than Gemini. Gemini, darlings, I hope you are doing well. Let's see what's coming in from March 15th through till 31st. Okay, guys? So, your spirits and guides. What's coming in from my Gemini, rising moon, sun, March 15th through till March's end 2021. Please, Spirit. Thank you. Guides, what is coming in for Gemini? Dear Divine, Spirit, Ancestral. What's coming in for Gemini, please? Messages for Gemini, rising moon, sun, March 15th through to 31st. For Gemini, please, Spirit. Okay, here we go, Gemini. Let's see what's coming in for Gemini. Straight away we had the star inverted come out. Sign of Aquarius. Gemini, please, spirits and guides. It's coming for Gemini, please, spirits and guides. Okay, Gemini, the bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands inverted. We have the Star inverted, Sign of Aquarius, the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Swords, Judgment inverted, and the Two of Cups inverted. Wow. Gemini, it's going to be a month again, isn't it? Here we go. So, first card, as I was just saying, the Star inverted, Sign of Aquarius. Also a sign here, Gemini, that we are having a lot of unfulfilled hopes. We're feeling very disappointed at the moment. We feel like everything's leading to bad luck or lack of opportunity. And we're getting quite stubborn about this and a bit bullheaded. We feel that there's a lot of imbalance here. We feel like there's a lot of unsatisfactory business experience or social friendships, but they are coming to a conclusion now. We're feeling very, it's like pessimism. We want to bring things in, but the moment something doesn't, we just throw up sticks and go, that's it. Another one gone to wasting. It's really feeling as if everything's just unfulfilled at the moment, Gemini. Unfulfilled hopes, dreams, wishes, they're not being fulfilled, and we're not having a really good chance of trying to make them be. The second card, though, is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, this is lovely in this placement because it's all talking about chance. It does not refer to good or bad. It's about being given the option to spin the wheel. Whether it comes up trumps or aces or whatever, it's not about that. It's about the fact that you are being gifted a beautiful chance to have a go. The Wheel of Fortune really is, it's taking a punt, it's spinning the wheel, and it's holding breath and holding hand in heart and just hoping that things will come out good. It's really giving like the steering wheel to something else and riding with whatever decision comes of it. This is destiny, fortune, fate, and it is an outcome. It's approaching the end of a problem, whether good or bad luck, as I said. It's really about, this is the key word here, eventuality. The wheel suggests the course of events from beginning to end, whether that's advancement for the better or worse. It is the course, it is the journey, it is the spinning of the wheel, not the outcome. Then we move to the Six of Swords. Now, this is a journey, movement, usually over water, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. The Six of Swords really does speak about sort of a trip, a journey. This is really about headstrong attempts to overcome difficulties as well in an expedient manner. And it's about success after a period of anxiety. It's about taking what you've got, which is Six Swords, and moving it as well. It's really trying very hard to overcome things that have been extremely difficult for you. Swords is air energy, so that's all about your thought processes there. It's all about connection as well. And I'm seeing that where you may have not bothered to try and make the difference, you are now. You are really making a headstrong attempt to get yourself either better, out of the muck, moving forward, out of stagnation, and even if that means taking those Six Swords with you, so be it. But that will be all you're taking, kind of thing. I'm not taking any other baggage. I'm leaving that at the checkout. I'm just taking my Six Swords. But then we have the Judgment in reverse. Now, this is talking about some biasm here. This is about delay, disappointment, and failure to face simple facts. It's about indecision as well. It can refer to divorce, but it also does refer to procrastination, theft, and alienation of affections. Feeling like judgments aren't in alignment and things are very disappointing again right now for Gemini. Maybe we are rosy-coloured glasses syndrome, failure to face the just simple facts of what is at face value as simple to anyone else to see. The final of the 5 cards is, of course, that Two of Cups. It is, of course, inverted. The Two of Cups is usually a union. When it is inverted, it is about unsatisfactory love, false friendships, and troubled relationships in general. It can, again, refer to divorce, separation, cross desires, opposition, and a shit ton of misunderstandings here. With that Judgment beside that, I'm seeing here that a partner or someone that you cared deeply about, someone that you were in like a union with, some sort of like a contractual thing, could be business as well, but has done the dirty sort of thing, is shit on you kind of thing. If this is in business, maybe they cooked the books. If this is in a relationship, maybe they decided to have have a night with one of your friends or something crazy like that. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just using that as a pretty piss poor example, to be quite honest. But we are really feeling like there's so much dissatisfaction here, Gemini. I'm not going to lie. I'm a Gemini Sun and Venus, so unfulfilled hopes, you know, we're spinning that wheel, but we are going to make a headstrong attempt to overcome this crap, even though we feel as if there's things that may not go our way, and we may end up having to admit to ourselves that this is just unsatisfactory and it just can't change. The bottom of the deck was the Ace of Wands, again inverted. This is really speaking about about a clouded outlook here, or unrealized goals, and a real cancellation of plans. I'm seeing that this is probably you doing this, Gemini. You're going into a reposed type thing. You feel like nothing good is coming in at the moment, so you're really punching out of any additional extra things in life that you have to do for fear that it's just going to go so shit ton bad. So you're deciding not to do it. Even things like festivities that I'm hearing from the divine. Unfulfilled happiness, taking a chance at spinning the wheel, making headstrong attempts to overcome these issues, but feeling like we may just lose judgment in the end and actually have to let go of a union, or to admit that that union probably was never really a true union to begin with. It was just falsified friendships, falsified relationships, falsified agreement, divorce, separation. There's a lot of separation here, Gemini. A lot of separation here. We'll move to the next sign now, Cancer. So Cancers, rising moon and suns. Let's see what's coming in from March 15th through to the 31st, 2021. For Cancer, please, spirits and guides. Rising moon and suns of that sign from March 15th, please, through to the 31st. Spirit. Cancer, please. Cancer. Okay, Cancer, let's see what's coming from March 15th through to the 31st. Rising moon and suns of that sign. Thank you, dear divine spirits and guides. What do we have for Cancer, please? Rising moon and suns. March 15th through to the 31st. Seven of Cups straight away has come out. This is having a lot of options. Five of Swords, the Queen of Swords inverted, as well as the Seven of Wands inverted. And the Chariot inverted, sign of Cancer. At the bottom of the deck we have the King of Swords. Okay, Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So we start off with that Seven of Cups to begin with. So the Seven of Cups really is talking about fantasy, imagination. It's about wishful thinking, illusionary success. This individual has lots of options, lots and lots of options. One or two good, most you wouldn't really want to pick them. This individual is a little bit foolish in their whims. They really want to have everything and feel very overstimulated and very overwhelmed by the options in front of them. Not probably thinking the most clearly and getting a bit caught up in it all. Feeling as if you can really have anything, but at the same time feeling so confused you don't actually know what is what, or what to choose, or what would make you happy in the end. The Five of Swords depicts two clear groupings, the victor and the dejected. This card does not refer to which of the two you will be, but you will be one grouping of the two. Will you be the victor holding the sword, or the dejected in the background being forced out? It's about either victory or dejection. It's about being victorious or having everything taken. So battle coming. Choices are at hand. Making the wrong choice could leave you with nothing. Making the right one could make you the spoil. The next card we had was none other than the Queen of Swords, but she is inverted. Now, when this Queen of Swords is inverted, she really is something else. She becomes extremely narrow-minded, very, very malicious. She can be very bigotry, very deceitful. She's very vengeful. She has prudishness, so she bides her time. She can wait years to get you. But she is a treacherous enemy and an ill-tempered person. I say she, but remember, gender is not covered by this card. It is the characteristics of the individual. It can be male or female, therefore. But they are very narrow-minded, and they are extremely malicious. They really, they take the expression, I care for nothing and no one, to a whole new extreme. They really will sacrifice anything to win at what they want. They will take everything. There is no line in the sand. They are maliciously, evilly deceitful. They are vengeful. And in their mind, they are right to do so no matter what the cost. Next card was the Seven of Wands. This again is inverted. Anxiety, a lot of embarrassment, hesitancy causing loss, a lot of perplexities, Cancer, not being able to make gains with this one, can't get the higher ground, feeling like you're not going forward or backward. It feels like you're actually just getting stuck deeper in it. And the more you try to force yourself out or to get around it, it feels as if it's sticking itself in deeper. Your next card is sign of Cancer. It is the Chariot. It is again inverted. So this is really talking about failure and to lose at last minute something otherwise firmly in your grasp. It's about a sudden collapse of plans and feeling extremely overwhelmed. It's also a failure to face reality. When I look at these cards, Cancer, I'll get to the King of Swords in a minute because it's the underlying energy, but there is a real feeling here of you've got a lot of options and you might be a bit fantasizing about these options. But if you don't look at it for its truth and make the right choice, you will be either the victor or the dejected. You could lose a lot from this decision. There is an individual around you that's being extremely malicious. Maybe the one that led you to this sort of Seven of Cups, this pool of overexertive. You can have everything, you know, while meanwhile they are taking everything. Building you up to break you down is what the divine is telling me here. You know, build up your ego, your self-esteem to think you're so powerful. Then they knock you over like a stack of child's building blocks. The Seven of Wands inverted is not making gains here. Feeling very embarrassed, feeling very, very stuck here. The Chariot inverted as well. This is about losing something otherwise so firmly in your grasp it was seeming as solid. You can't seem to face the reality of what's actually happening here. It's real failure on your part of a misdiagnosis of the whole situation in a way. As I said, the underlying energy at the bottom of the deck was King of Swords. Now this is an active and determined individual who is extremely experienced, authoritative, controlled and commanding. They are professional. They're highly analytical. They really go by justness with force and superiority. A person having many ideas, thoughts and designs and quite good at using them. The King of Swords really is someone who's very commanding, who uses their thoughts and their ideas in the best and the most craftiest of ways. I'm seeing, Cancer, that you might have to get in touch with these qualities to be able to get by this Queen of Swords inverted and to move past this what you lose through the Chariot. You're going to have to be very determined here, and you're going to have to use a lifelong experience. You're going to have to be authoritative, controlled, and commanding. Make a decision, stick with it. Live by the blade, die by the sword, is the expression I'm hearing ringing in my ears at the moment. Because if you don't, you may end up falling on your sword. Decisions need to be made here. It's pivotal that you really do not get caught up in all of the whimsicals and all the, the glitz and the glamour of the cups and having options, to not seeing for what it really is. It's not so much about having all the options if they're all bad. It's about being able to tell what's what and making the right decisions therefore of. So Cancer, big decisions are coming up in March, life-changing I'm seeing. And yeah, it's going to lead to you being one of two groupings, either the victor here holding the sword or the dejected here out on their ass with nothing. And feeling like it's a real freaking loss too. Not like you just lost a sword, but like you have lost it all. Not just the pride and the respect, but a bit of heart as well in it. We will move to the next sign now, which is none other than Leo. So Leo, rising moon and suns. For Leo, please, my divine rising moon and suns, what's coming in from March 15th through to March end the 31st, please, 2021. The spirit guides coming in for Leo, please. Rising moon and suns, March 15th through to March's end. Leo, here we go. Leo, please, spirits and guides, what's coming in March 15th through to March's end? For Leo, please, dear divine spirits and guides. First card is the Three of Wands reversed. For Leo, please, spirit, what is coming in for Leo? A lot of cards are wanting to come out, Leo. They're just not ready yet. Five of Cups reversed. The Eight of Cups reversed with the, if it wants to reveal itself, the Five of Wands. Everything's inverted so far. For Leo, please, dear divine. Page of Swords. The bottom of the deck is the Nine of Swords. Alright. That Three of Wands inverted. This is speaking about someone assisting with an ulterior motive. Diminishing adversity. Beware of help offered. Someone coming in offering help, but they are not there for anything to do with you. They're there to put you in a bad position or to make gains off of something that you are being gifted or something you are waiting for. Three of Wands normally in its upright is about waiting for your ships to come in and how long you should wait for monetary payment or for your passionate thing to come back to you. But when it's inverted, it really is other people bringing in their intention onto you without you even noticing. Ulterior motives and a lot of not in alignment of what they're saying and doing. Five of Cups inverted again. This is talking about you do have a hopeful outlook and favorable expectations. You've made some new alliances and there could be a return of an old friend. There is a reunion perhaps coming here, or a reconnection. The Eight of Cups reverse is speaking about the fact that you are not walking away. You are sticking with something till its bitter end. You will stick with it until full success is attained, and you will not leave a moment's notice earlier. It's about sticking it out from right to the very end. It's about festivity, gaiety, and effort continued until full success is obtained here. But then we have the Five of Wands inverted. So this is talking about caution against indecision here. Make up your mind and stick with it. It's also about a lot of trickery, contradictionaries, complexities, and involvement. So we're having some involvement here in something that is quite contradictory or quite complex. Wands is all about passion, fire, energy. Page of Swords is the spy, someone that is spying, sleuthing. You know, this is the guy in the bushes with the binoculars kind of style. They want information. It's all about information and going to any lengths to get it. Being quite sleuthy, being quite, not deceitful, but being very, very keen to get information at any cost. Nine of Swords, sleepless nights. The thought process is overrunning. And you are really in a sad position at the moment. You just see worry, and that worry is keeping you up. That worry is growing, and it's making you feel quite in your head. You're really racking back and forth. Why is this happening? How did this happen? How did I get here? It could be an anxiety over a loved one, but it's a lot of concern, feeling like there's a miscarriage here, and feeling a lot of despair. Leo. Someone's coming in with an ulterior motive, and you have a real hopeful outlook that this person's come into your life. Whether it's an old friend or a new affiliation, this connection you think is going to be the bees and E's, and you've made up your mind to stick with this till the bitters end. You don't care the cost, you are going to stick by it. But there's a lot of trickery and contradictionaries here. You're contradicting yourself, they're contradicting you. This connection is not a good one. And the Page of Swords is telling me that they're really here for information. Information you have, information they want. You're a stepping stone in the big pool of whatever they are trying to do. If this is not another person, this is actually you who's trying to deceit someone else, and they're sticking by you. But I'm not feeling like that's the way it is. I'm feeling like this is a entering in like a mutual benefit, but it's turning out that Peter is robbing Paul, and Paul is sort of lying to Peter, but Peter is really getting, one up again. It's like, I got you, I'm watching you, watching me, watching you. You know what I mean? It's like, you think you're making it, you think you got one over them, but they've actually got two on you. And they're leading you to believe that you are getting your way, but they're actually, this is a full manipulation here. This is all wands and cup energy, except for the two cards at the last card of the reading and the base of the reading was swords. It's all passion and connection here of love or passionate connection, fire and water. Sticking to it until full success is obtained. There is something going on here that you've come into an agreement with a person for a purpose, whether it's to beg, borrow, steal, or whatever it is. It's I'm hearing in my head that this could be in regards to third party, in the way of seeing someone that is married or in a relationship kind of thing. And that's why this trickery and contradictionaries are coming into it. And someone wanting information about the truth of the matter. Are you seeing this person? Are you sleeping with my husband? Are you sleeping with my wife? And it's causing a shit ton of anxiety and worry. Or, as I said, you're the married one and this is being done to you. And you're not doing this to someone else. Someone else is doing this to you, and you're scared. Because you want to see this through. Sorry, Leo, but yeah, I don't know what else to say on that one. That's what the cards have got. Now move to the next sign, Virgo. Divine spirits and guides, what do we have for Virgo, please? Rising moon and sun from March 15th through to March's end, 31st, please. Thank you. For Virgo, rising moon and sun, that sign. Through to the 31st. Here we go. Virgo, please, spirits and guides, what's coming in for my dear Virgos, rising moon and suns of that denomination from March 15th through to March's end, 2021. Thank you, Spirit. High Priestess inverted. The Sun, the Six of Swords reversed. Virgo, please, spirits and guides. The Hanged Man inverted, so he's not upside down. And Strength, sign of Leo. The bottom of the deck we have Temperance, sign of Sagittarius. Virgo. Alright, so let's start at the beginning where all good things should always start anyway. So we do have the High Priestess. So she's inverted. Ignorance, basically, and short-sightedness, selfishness. Having a lot of passion and physical adore for something, and really being a very acceptance of superficial knowledge and making a lot of improper judgments at the moment. Being extremely ignorant, big ego, big ignorance, big short-sightedness, really selfish. I want, I'll have, I'll do, basically. Not really making any apologies for it either, Virgo. We do have the Sun here, and this is the blessing card. It is beautiful because the Sun is really talking about its satisfaction, accomplishment, and contentment. Here is about success and favourable relationships, love, joy, and devotion, and unselfish sentiment. An engagement or a happy marriage, pleasure in daily existence, a good friend, high spirits, warmth and sincerity, and pleasures derived from the simple things. So we have two cards here that really do almost contradict each other, because one's talking about selfishness and one's talking about unselfish sentiment. So you may be being very selfish of your needs when it comes to you personally, but when it comes to other people's needs or other people, you are very unselfish and you do have a lot of sentiment for their needs rather than your own, if that makes sense. The Six of Swords inverted. So this really is talking about a stalemate here. It's about an unwanted proposal, confession, or declaration publicly. Someone is going to come in and tell you publicly, propose something, confess something, and you're not going to want to hear it. You don't want this information made light of, or you don't want it released in a public setting. I can feel the redness in my cheeks, like embarrassment coming through. So I'm thinking that it's going to lead you to feel quite annoyed by this news, by this person, by this individual. The Hanged Man inverted. So this really is talking about a lack of sacrifice here, not sacrificing for the right reasons, and failure to give of oneself. Big preoccupation with the ego here, and listening to false prophecy or false teachings and or advice. It's really also an unwillingness as well to make the necessary effort even. It's just real failure to give of oneself in the right way. The final card was Strength, sign of Leo, and this is talking about you need to have strength courage and conviction to tame the beast, internal, external. You need to really have conviction, courage, strength, and energy here, to have resolution, to have defiance, action, and confidence. This is mind over matter or matter over mind. This is accomplishment, but needing to bring it in from inside yourself to outside, taming that beast. It really is a lot of courage and conviction needed here, and a shit ton of strength. That card at the bottom of the deck, Temperance, sign of Sagittarius, Strength, sign of Leo as well. I don't know if I mentioned that. Temperance really does speak about moderation and having everything in its right way of going. Moderation, temperance, patience, and accomplishment through self-control and frugality here. It is about accommodation and harmony, and the mixing and bringing together into perfect union. It's about fusing the things that are needed here and making it balanced when otherwise things would not be. And being extremely patient and waiting for the right time, for the right moment. It's about good influence and management. It's also about consolidation or successful combinations here, being able to make, water and fire dance together. It's about really being able to work with what you've got and make it come into alignment for you. This is a really whacked out reading, Virgo, like honestly, because we've got a lot of things here that are contradicting. It's almost like the divine is saying, he says black, I say white, and that's exactly what this reading is like. Black, white, black, white, black, white. There is no grey. It's one person says one thing, the other will do the, and back and forth ping-ponging. Because as I said, we've got contradictory cards here. The High Priestess, like I said, this is ignorance, selfishness, being extremely ignorant and full of ego, full of self. The Sun, this is unselfish sentiment though, and this is about having satisfaction here and joy and pleasure. And that Six of Swords inverted, a stalemate here or an unwanted proposal. Not too happy about whatever this is that's coming in. And then we have, again, lack of sacrifice or useless sacrifice. Not putting things where they need to be. But then we have strength, and this is about conviction. This is about strength. This is about, having what it takes to get the job done. And Temperance at the bottom. And this is about having the perfect fusion of, the opposites. Well, not just the opposites, but having the perfect fusion of things to work together. Perfect combinations. So I'm thinking what this reading is actually trying to tell you, Virgo, is you're going to have to really embody this temperance energy, because you're going to have to mix together black and white to make grey, basically. You're going to have to use what you've got, fuse it together, and make something new out of it. So it's not right or left, it's now the middle, if you get what I mean. It's making something of its own out of two things that may not have ever worked together. It's about blending, combination, fusing. You're going to have to fuse a lot of different things to bring it in together. We'll now move to the next sign, Libra. Spirits and guides, what do you have for Libra, rising, moon and sun from March 15th through to the 31st? Libra, please. Okay, Libra, let's see what's coming in. Empress reversed, Ten of Cups reversed, Eight of Wands, Queen of Cups inverted, Eight of Cups inverted, as well as the Lovers, sign of Gemini, inverted at the bottom of the deck. Now this is very interesting, Libra, very interesting indeed. So we start off with the Empress. She is inverted. This is talking about a lack of concentration, inaction, a lack of interest, indecision, anxiety, can be infertility, and infidelity. Not caring enough about anything to care about anything. There's lack of interest, lack of concentration, indecision or wrong decision. A lot of possible infidelity here as well. Next card's Ten of Cups, and this is speaking to that because this is about loss of friendship, unhappiness, family quarrels, pettiness, rage and difference of opinions, feeling a bit lost in oneself. The Eight of Wands, this is a bit better though, because this is all about swift communication, fast moving, Cupid's arrows as well. But communication is going to be really a flitter and a flutter, going back and forth, a lot of communication, whether good or bad. You know, it's going to be a lot of a shit ton of it. Queen of Cups reversed, someone dishonest, someone unreliable, someone that's a real vice, someone that's untrustworthy. Eight of Cups, sticking with this until full success is obtained. You're not walking away. You've decided to stick with it till effort continued until full success is attained. Festivity, gaiety, not letting go until the result comes through. The underlying energy, the bottom of the deck, the Lovers reverse, unsatisfactory love. Feeling as if there's a lot of frustration here, a lot of unreliability, maybe even separation, unsatisfaction, love or marriage, interference from others as well, untrustworthiness, unwise plans. For some of you, not all of you, a one-night stand has led to a lot of unhappiness. What they wanted, what you wanted wasn't the same. Communication is swift here, but there's a real untrustworthy person here in this connection, and one of you are trying to stick at it. I'm seeing that you are trying to stick here with it until you get what you want, this result that you want. At the end of the day, if it's unreliable and untrustworthy, it's not worth your time, Libra. The other way of looking at this is you're going through a bit of a selfish stage. Nothing is making you happy. No matter what you try, no matter what you do. You're having a lot of communication back and forth here. Friends, family, partner, lover, late night swindler. A lot of communication going back and forth here. But everything around it is untrustworthy. Everything around it is unsolid. Everything around it is unhappy. But for some Tom, Dick and Harry reason, you're sticking with it until full success is obtained, or until the result you want is granted. You want what you want, Libra, and even if it's a pile of sticks. But the bottom of the deck never lies. You know, the Lovers inverted is saying that there will be separation, there is frustration, there is a real unreliability here in this connection. There is untrustworthiness, unwise plans. There is, think it through again, Libra. Is it really worth all this? Unless, you know, you're deciding to stick with it, and this person that you've decided to invest all your time and effort in is an infidel, you know, person that in the end of the day is only going to make you unhappy anyway. It's a hard one. It's a hard one, guys. We'll move to the next sign now. Scorpio now, please, spirits and guides. What's coming for Scorpio from March 15th through to March end 2021, please? Thank you, Spirit. For Scorpio. We have the Eight of Wands, the Hierophant, sign of Taurus. The World. The Magician reversed. And the Knight of Swords, the bottom of the deck, is none other than the Ace of Wands inverted. So Scorpio, swift communication, back and forth, whether it's letters, emails, phone calls, messages, it doesn't matter. Cupid's arrows can also be referred to as this card, but there is a shitload of communication going back and forth. The Hierophant, sign of Taurus, also a sign of mercy and kindness and forgiveness and inspiration, compassion and servitude. It's about the capacity to own one's ideas. Can also be a bit of a tendency to cling to outdated ideas or principles, but it is conformity. It's about a religious or spiritual leader here, whether you're taking advice from or you're trying to embody these qualities. You're trying to be a lot more merciful, a lot more kind, forgiving, and having a lot more compassion. The World. This is a completion of cycle from beginning to end. It really is about everything going through its course. This is about attachment, completion, perfection, ultimate change, and the end results of all efforts. This is about success, fulfillment, capability, and triumph in undertakings, the rewards that come from hard work, admiration of others. But it really is the end result of all the efforts, the full turning of the world. You know, it's done its full cycle. It's come back to where it was, and it has learnt so much in that cycle, but it is a completion regardless. The Magician inverted, being a bit deceitful, slightness of hand, being a bit crafty, using perhaps our gifts not for our highest of good or for anyone's good. This is really about weakness of will, inaptitude, insecurity as well, and really using one's gifts for destructive ends. The Knight of Swords. Now, this is fast-moving air energy. The Knight of Swords is always about bravery, skill. It's about the strength and dash of heroic action. It's a bit impendous, though. It's rushing into the unknown without fear or without thought. It's a master in the art of action and warfare, but it's moving so fast the horse doesn't even know what direction it's going in. It's having the thought and going without having any other process. It's just go, do, action. When they get there, they don't know what they're going to do. It's sort of a little half-assed. All movement and no thought process kind of thing it can be, or it's just not thought through correctly. That Ace of Wands inverted at the bottom of the deck, Scorpio, really is speaking about false starts, cloudy outlooks, and really having a lot of decadence here in some ways, being very decadent in your way of doing things, even though everything's coming up false start, unrealized goals, really feeling a bit of an empty existence here. Having ideas, not being able to bring them in. But regardless, there is a shit ton of communication backwards and forwards here. A lot of communication. And you're deciding to be extremely merciful, extremely forgiving, compassionate, very servitudial energy, very ritualistic, very religious. Because this cycle is coming to an end. This has gone through the whole process now, and you're reflecting upon all of that. Maybe it's made you a little bit angry and a little bit destructive. Maybe it's making you have that sort of feeling of justification of I was hard done by, and now I just want to piss it away kind of thing. I just want to use what I've got left for a last hurrah of destruction. But you're moving forward regardless in whatever direction you're going with heroic action. You're moving forward so fast that you may not even realize what direction you're going in, but you just know that you need to move. Because there's been a lot of cloudiness, a lot of things not coming in, a lot of cancellations, a lot of you're being very over decadent in a lot of ways. But you just want to move forward here. If this is in a relationship, it could actually be that, you know, communication about marriage, because the Hierophant also does speak about marriage and spiritualism. Maybe you're talking about marriage, or there is communication about marriage coming to a full circle of cycle and ending. And this has hurt you. It's made you feel a bit Magnus. The other way of looking at this is communication coming in, potential marriage, because you have ended a cycle with someone else and now you can have this with someone else. But everything's very clouded right now. Bottom of the deck. But you just want to get on up that and move forward in no matter what direction. You just need to move. We will now move to the next sign, none other than Sagittarius. Sagittariuses. What's coming in for my Saggy gang? Rising moon and sun from March 15th through till March's end 2021 for Sagittarius. Please, spirits and guides. For the Saggies. For Sagittarius, please. Thank you, spirits and guides. What's coming in from March 15th through to March's end 2021 for our lovely Sagittariuses, rising moon and suns of that sign. Thank you, divine spirits and guides. Nine of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, the Hierophant reversed. The Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, bottom of deck is the Star inverted, sign of Aquarius. Saggy, you're all up in your head. A lot of anxiety, overthinking, perhaps despair and worry of a loved one, but we are staying up. We are not sleeping well. We're overthinking things, thinking things, overthinking things. It's like replaying of the old record. It's getting to the point where it is really getting quite cumbersome and extremely repetitive. The Nine of Pentacles inverted. So this is talking about really having some possibility of a loss of a valued friendship or a treasured possession. This is roguery, danger, storms, maybe losing faith in something here. The Hierophant inverted, sign of Taurus. Also a sign that you really are feeling as if there's been a foolish exercise of generosity leading you to a real point of susceptibility. Feeling vulnerable, frail, feeling like you really need to renunciate something, take something back, end something. The Knight of Pentacles, earth energy, slowest of the four knights. This guy can take years to come in, and he constantly reassesses as he moves forward. This is a mature and very responsible person, reliable, methodical, patient, persistent, and very with a real ability to conclude a task, laborious, organized. Slow freaking moving though. The Ace of Cups, great abundance, fulfillment, perfection, joy, fertility, opulence and productness, beauty and pleasure, goodness overflowing, and a real favourable outlook here. The underlying card at the bottom of the deck, the Star inverted, sign of Aquarius, also a sign that you are having unfulfilled hopes with disappointment, lack of opportunity. There could be some stubbornness here, but a real imbalance. There's also a conclusion of an unsatisfactory business experience or social friendship. All up in our heads. Loss of a valued possession and or a lot of roguery and storms. Losing faith too. feeling vulnerable, frail, susceptible. But there is a mature energy coming in here with a possibility of hope, of love, or a hope of something coming in that will bring great joy and passion back to one's life again, where it was otherwise full of anxiety. But that bottom of the deck, your hopes aren't being fulfilled. You do really feel as if you are lacking opportunity. And something is going to end here, a conclusion to a relationship or a friendship or a business venture. In the end of the day, the house of cards will fall. But you're really hoping that this ace will grow to something more. Is that with the Knight of Pentacles, this methodical person who's so reliable? Maybe it's an old friend that you're finally starting to see in a new light. But I can't see it going anywhere. The moment you think of it, it will end. It's just not the time or the place right now, Saggy. I'm sorry. We'll now move to the next sign, Capricorn. So Capricorn, rising moon and suns, March 15th through till March's end, the 31st. Please, spirits and guides, what's coming in for Capricorn? For Capricorn, please, spirits and guides, rising moon and suns from March 15th through to March 31st, 2021. Capricorn, please, rising at moon and sun. Hierophant upright and the Nine of Swords reversed. Wow. You want to marry someone? Finally made up your mind. Or you've found the religion you want to follow. Finally found something that you feel in alignment with, some sort of ritualism or some sort of marriage or some sort of proposal. Because where you had anxiety, that's leaving you now. Three of Pentacles, the Four of Cups reversed. New friendships, relationships, possibilities here. Having a mastery as well. The coming together of the three. Eight of Swords reversed. Bottom of the deck, the Ace of Cups reversed. So the Hierophant, sign of Taurus, also a sign that we may be thinking about commitment. We are using a lot of mercy though, kindness, forgiveness, inspiration, compassion. We may be conforming as well, and or marriage, or thinking about it. The Nine of Swords here. Reversed. The Nine of Swords really does speak about, when it's reversed, suspicion, slanderous gossip, shady character, reasonable fear. Three of Pentacles, this is the mastery of the three. It's about coming together to make the perfect, masterous peace. Three of Pentacles is often depicted by the priest, the architect, and the like the builder. You know, the perfect three coming together to make that one perfect vision. This is great skill in trade or work, a mastery, perfection, artistic ability with dignity, renowned rank and power. Being a master at creation here. Four of Cups, new possibilities, new friendships, new alliances, new affinities, new. The Four of Cups really, really does speak to all the new good things. It's about, you know, new possibilities, new relationships, new approaches to old problems, and new knowledge coming in here as well. The Eight of Swords inverted. Now, this really is speaking about treachery in the past, difficulty, depression, maybe even an accident or fatality, but that treachery is in the past and you're having difficulty not allowing those thoughts to creep into your future. The Ace of Cups reversed, bottom of the deck, underlying energy. Change, erosion and instability, unrequited love, clouded joy, false heart, inconsistencies, Capricorn. So you thought about it and then you thought, no. You were going to go with a decision, marriage, ritualism, using a lot of mercy and forgiveness at the moment. You have a lot of reasonable fear here around this decision, around this person, around this issue. You feel that you would be, you're really mastering everything at the moment, especially things that you craft with your hands. You really are good at what you do. And you're happy at the moment because there's a lot of new things coming in for you at the moment. New possibilities, new connections, new. But you do worry because there has been so much treachery in the past, and you're worried that whenever anything good comes in, it all gets fucked up. The underlying energy, Ace of Cups, reversed. There is change coming here regardless. There is big change coming for Capricorn. And a lot of things are going to erode and fall away at the waistlines. You feel like everything's clouded. You feel like everything's unrequited. And you feel really unstable at the moment. But I feel that you're going to grip hold of the positives, you know, these new affinities. You're going to try and work out what's good for you, what's bad for you quite quickly, so you don't put yourself in that treachery of the past energy, being confused or not knowing what's coming in. We now move to our dear darling Aquariuses, rising moon and suns for March 15th. It's true till March's end 31st. Dear divine, what do we have for Aquarius? Rising moon and suns, March 15th through 31st, 2021. Aquarius, please, dear divine, spirits of God. Thank you. Aquarius, please. Aquarius. Ace of Wands reversed, Six of Swords, King of Pentacle, Knight of Swords, and the Nine of Cups inverted. Under the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Swords upright. So Ace of Wands reversed. This is talking about a clouded outlook. This is talking about a false start. This is talking about an unrealized goal that was there all along that you didn't realize could be something that you would want to opt for. Feeling a little bit empty at the moment, really wanting something to come in that's going to make you feel good. A journey and a movement here, the Six of Swords. This is really talking about a journey, a trip, headstrong attempts to overcome difficulties with expedient manner, success after anxiety. Let me just grab a drink, guys. So we really are feeling like we need to make it a move here, a trip or a journey or a headstrong attempt here. We've had a lot of anxiety, but we're going to be successful here where before we were not. King of Pentacle. This is someone that is very, very experienced, successful, a person of character and intelligence with business acumen and possible mathematical ability, a loyal friend. They would make a reliable marriage partner. They're all about wise investment and the ability to acquire money and valuable possessions or assets at a moment's notice. Very, very smart cookie energy. Knight of Swords. This is movement so damn fast, even the horse doesn't know what direction he's going in. This is expedient, bravery, skill, capacity, strength, and dash. This is heroic action. This is a master in the action of movement and warfare. The Nine of Cups reversed. Now, this is really speaking about the feeling of mistakes, material losses, imperfections, misplaced trusts, false freedoms, opposition and differences. feeling like everything you thought that would come into alignment or be on the same page is just a mistake. It's just a material loss. It's just imperfect, and it just leads to false freedoms. The Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck, but there is a lot of communication here during this period going back and forth for you. A lot of, swift communication, extremely hasty, fast-moving movement here. The Eight of Wands is all about sudden progress or movement, speed, hastily made, and maybe too rapid advancement. So clouded, not bringing things in. We're going to make a trip or a headstrong attempt here to make a different change. This King of Pentacles, this mature, methodical, this mature individual that is extremely reliable and smart cookie. Trying to lean on them for some advice. We're moving forward very fast, that we are really tripping over our own feet. This will lead to, some mistakes, some misplaced trusts, not giving things the time they need, rushing it. Too much haste here, Aquarius. We must slow this down and think it through a bit more. Otherwise, you're going to really get yourself in a pickle of a muddle of a fuddle. Okay, guys? And the final sign now is, of course, my dear darling Pisces. So, my fishy friends, let's get you your March 15th through to the 31st for Pisces, rising moon and suns of that sign. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Please like, share, and please subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. I'd love for you to join Redski's Righteous Readings. Pisces, please, spirits and guides, March 15th through to the 31st, 2021. For Pisces, please, spirits and guides. Pisces, please, spirit and guides, what messages do we have for Pisces from March 15th through to the 31st, 2021? The Devil, sign of Capricorn, 10 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, reversed. The 7 of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Strength, reversed. The King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. The Devil, Capricorn energy, being tied to things or bonded to things that are not for your highest of good. This could be addictions or addictive type behaviors or bad decisions. This is really a sign that things need to change here. It's feeling very subordinated, ravage, bondage, malevolence, downfall, lack of success, unexpected failures, inability to realize your goals. There's a lot of violence, shock, fatality, self-punishment, temptation, and giving into that temptation is self-destruction energy. 10 of Wands. You've had so many burdens to carry. Something you had entered into has turned out to be so much more, harder and heavier. Excessive pressures, problems soon to be resolved, though, striving to meet a goal. Possibly using power for selfish ends and really struggling to maintain a certain level of or position. Tens are completions of cycles, so this is leaving you now. The Wheel of Fortune inverted. This is really speaking about having the feeling of bad luck or bad sequence here. When the Wheel of Fortune is reversed, it really does speak about the fact of having broken sequence, interruption or inconsistency due to unexpected events or outside influences not contemplating, really messing up your plans, messing up your thought process of it all. The 7 of Wands, making gains here, getting gains against your combatants. You are standing above them, looking down. This is success, gain against overwhelming odds surmounted against you. This is advantage and victory here. The Ace of Pentacles reversed, that's speaking to atonement, of really feeling as if there has been prosperity without happiness, misused wealth or wasted money, and corruption by money. Really pissing away money because you don't want the responsibility to have to hold on to it or the responsibility of anything to do with it. Strength reverse, sign of Leo. Also a sign that you're being extremely weak and petty at the moment. You could be going through a real stage of sickness as well. Abuse of power, succumbing to temptation and indifference here. King of Pentacles. You need to be a lot more on your game. The King of Pentacles really does speak to an individual who's very smart, very able to get things done, experienced, successful leader, a person of character with intellect and intelligence, loyal, you know, and they're able to put into wise investment and the ability to acquire money at a moment's notice or valuable possessions. Bonded to something that we really shouldn't be, making bad decisions, selfish, self-destructive, addictive, and it's left us so many burdens to carry, and you just didn't foresee it, which therefore has left a bad sequence. It's the Wheel of Fortune inverted, bad luck, bad sequence, feeling very unstable. But you're coming out of that and you're making gains now. You're making victorious moves, and you're standing above your combatants or those that fought against you or thought you couldn't do it. The Ace of Pentacles reverse, there really does need to be some control over money and a change of attitude towards money, because you know you need to be happy and be prosperous. And you can't be pissing away your wealth and misusing your wealth. The strength reversed. You are feeling very weak at the moment. You're feeling very down and out. You may be getting quite sick or feeling quite sick internally, externally. You really need to be more experienced or lean on someone that's more experienced and a successful leader, someone to follow. You need someone to follow at this time, Pisces, because the decisions you have made have left you straight to the devil's hands. The Ten of Wands, you know, you're making bad decisions. You're being very, very... You're shackled to something that's not there for you. And you're carrying the burdens that aren't yours to carry. And this is just leading it to a whole bunch of dysfunctional, not coming into alignment, feeling unstable, bad sequence, bad sequence, bad sequence. You will make gains here, Pisces. You will make gains and be victorious. But you've got to stop pissing away your money. You've got to control the money. Don't be pissing away opportunities through monetary means. And you've got to have, you are feeling very weak at the moment. And you're feeling quite impotent. You may need to rely on, embody, or depend upon a King of Pentacles. Someone that's a bit more of an experienced and successful leader, and you follow their lead. Thank you so very much for joining me on Redski's Righteous Readings, where the readings are always righteous. I greatly appreciate your time and your you joining me today. Please like, share, and most definitely subscribe if you've not done so already. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on the next round, which will be the April round, the main monthly, the addiction, and the mid-monthly for April. Okay, guys? So thank you so much to everyone. Light and love to all. And be kind to yourself as well as to others. Make the decisions that need to be made. March is a real turning point for all of my beautiful star signs. Decisions need to be made, lines need to be drawn, and swords may also need to be either drawn or plucked out from our backs. Either, neither. We will know by next month where we stand. Are we the victorious or are we the dejected? We will be one of either. Thank you so much again. Much appreciation from me, Redski, and from the divine. Thank you so much. I will see you next time on Redski's Righteous Readings, where the readings are always righteous. Cheers, everybody.